A gray sword energy rose in the sky. In such stormy weather, the lightning energy in nature was at its peak. Hundreds of lightning bolts crashed down from the clouds like raindrops. Instantly, the hills, the road, and the ocean surface were lit up as if it was daytime. All the signals in this area were cut off. Astonished at the blinding white flashes around them, Mila and Walter, who had been talking, turned their gazes to the outside world. Hundreds of lightning bolts struck the ocean surface, the hill, the beach, almost the same time. The big trees were cut in half. Huge waves surged in the sea, and huge craters were created into the hills. The elders from the South Atlantic who were hiding in the area were all exposed. The places with the greatest essence intensity attracted the heavenly lightning the most. As a result, these elders who cultivated nature essence were the targets of the lightning bolts. In the blink of an eye, everything sank into darkness. Hiding in the darkness, the South Atlantic elders held their breath. Even though he was trapped in the purple spirit killing net, Jacob just pointed his finger at the sky and activated the power of nature. These elders were stunned. The purple spirit killing net was one of the treasures they had taken out of the Nine Dragon Palace. However, even such a treasure couldn't lock Jacob down. There were 16 fifth-level elders here, and 4 of them controlled the purple spirit killing net from each direction. They built a huge trap to catch Jacob. The South Atlantic Dragon Clan wanted to get a vital bargaining chip before the war officially began. As a primitive treasure that was taken from the Nine Dragon Palace, the purple spirit killing net was made of materials and couldn't be broken by ordinary 5 elemental cultivation techniques. It was impossible for Jacob to break out when this ancient treasure was controlled by 16 fifth-level cultivators and locked him down in 4 directions. Jacob released 2 sword energies with his palms. They struck the net, creating wave-like vibrations. However, sword energies couldn't crack the net. Since the ancient treasure was not made of 5 elemental materials, and Jacob was only a 3rd level, he couldn't break such a treasure even with godly lightning. Obviously, the South Atlantic Dragon Clan had purposely chosen this treasure to deal with Jacob's unique cultivation technique. Releasing 1 godly lightning consumed a lot of his nature essence. Different from 5th heaven, 1st heaven had very low essence intensity, and thus he couldn't replenish his nature essence in a short period. The 4 nets connected, forming a pyramid, and trapping Jacob in the center. With the net shrinking from all directions, Jacob had less and less space around him. He would be completely wrapped up in it very soon. The dark purple pyramid hovered above the hill, but the intense storm concealed it. Since the area returned to darkness, Mila and Walter continued their discussion after a moment of hesitation. Sitting in the back seat of the car, Noah played some game on Mila's phone, while secretly maintaining the simple, dark red energy sphere around him, not noticing that Jacob was trapped in the purple spirit killing net hundreds of meters above the ground. A 5-colored light beam arced into this night. It was Snowflake returning with Sophie on its back. There were 4 fifth-level elders from South Atlantic chasing after them, but these cultivators couldn't possibly catch up with Snowflake. Seeing the return of Sophie and Snowflake, Jacob knew they had come back to check up on him. Sure enough, seeing Jacob trapped in the shrinking pyramid, Snowflake barked anxiously while Sophie cried, "Jacob! Jacob!" While Sophie on its back, Snowflake turned around the pyramid, traveling at the speed of the nascent soul realm, spitting out fireballs. The fireballs containing true flame struck the exterior of the purple spirit killing net and shattered into fire sparks, leaving no damage on the net. Snowflake spat out 2 more fireballs. Obviously, Snowflake was desperate. At only the Foundation Establishment realm, Sophie had no offensive abilities and could do nothing but sit on Snowflake's back in anxiety. At this moment, she wished that Kathy was here. Maybe Kathy's life-death notes could break this net. Also Jade and Julia, and Susan. Sophie was at a loss for where to find help. Her combat ability was even weaker than Snowflake's. The 4 fifth-level cultivators got closer to Snowflake and Sophie. The South Atlantic Dragon Clan had sent out 20 fifth-level cultivators. If Kenneth were still at his peak state and were here, he would have killed them all easily. However, for Jacob at 3rd level, Sophie at the Foundation Establishment realm, and Snowflake, who was still a level 2 spirit beast, the 25th level elders were almost a legion of cultivators. Due to the rage of Irene, Kathy's master, the South Atlantic Dragon Clan lost many 7th and 8th level masters. However, their force was still strong and could set out a team of 5th level cultivators without straining their resources. With the natural Mystic Crystal, South Atlantic Mystic Ice, the South Atlantic Dragon Clan would regain its #1 position among the 4 oceans after about 200 years. Jacob, I'll go and get Jade and Julia to help you. After a few seconds of hesitation, Sophie finally made her decision. 5th level dragon cultivators were equivalent to low-tier Nascent Soul Realm cultivators. Jacob was equivalent to a core Formation Realm cultivator, and Sophie just got to the Foundation Establishment realm. They were no match for the 25th level elders. However, if Jade and Julia, who were equivalent to 8th level cultivators, were here, the situation would be different. Snowflake swiftly flew to the house by the ocean. Hey! Trapped in the purple spirit killing net, Jacob tried to stop them, but it was too late. In her rush to get help, Sophie didn't think of taking Walter and Mila with her. The 25th level cultivators were planning to catch Jacob by slowly shrinking the net, but seeing Sophie flying back for help, they decided to fasten the process. While 16 of them continued to control the net, 2 of them chased after Sophie and Snowflake, while the last 2 flew towards the car on the road. According to the rules of the Dragon God Shrine, the dragon cultivators were not allowed to attack mortals. However, with the war between the North and the South Atlantic Dragon Palaces drawing near, South Atlantic disregarded the rules. If Jacob was rescued, the South Atlantic Dragon Clan would lose their last chip. With their crown prince in the hands of the enemy, they had no hope for negotiations and would undoubtedly be defeated. They didn't expect that Jacob's godly lightning would manage to counter the purple spirit killing net in a short time. The only option left for them was to capture Jacob's parents and force him to surrender. The first treasure struck the red energy sphere Noah had built. The energy sphere Noah constructed quickly could barely block the attackers from 1 5th level cultivator, but it couldn't withstand anything more than that. After the second treasure crashed towards the energy sphere, the dark red energy sphere that was protecting the car immediately shattered. The road shook as the mud and rock on the hill slid and fell. Small rocks crashed onto the car door, making loud banging sounds. In the car, Walter immediately took Mila into his arms. "Noah, get down," he shouted. To them, it seemed like another landslide was happening. At this critical moment, Walter acted quite bravely, covering Mila with his body. He grabbed Noah into his arms. "No!" Noah was playing some game, tossed the phone aside, and yelled angrily. When he lived in the Demon Sea, even the level 8 and level 9 demon beasts had to greet him with respect. After he became Thomas's disciple, all the cultivators, no matter if they were on the 8th level or 5th level, looked at him with caution. "Who dared to break my energy sphere?" he yelled inside his mind. Noah had always regarded himself as a mild kid, but now he had lost his temper. At this moment, a small silver dragon flew 100 meters up into the air, covered in a purple net. Thousands of lightning bolts shot out of the clouds. Jacob forced himself into 5th level. He had transformed into a dragon.